Hello guys, it is Decoding from the Quantum Quad with another theory video. So, two things happened. One, I made a motto for our theory videos. It's every game is a puzzle game. It's kinda cheesy, I guess, but just let me know what you think about it in the comments below, please. And since I do not use a face cam and you guys can't see me, I made an avatar. So this cheapy anime, not really cheapy, but this guy right here, this is Deco, and he will be representing me for you guys. Yeah, he actually, I'm actually pretty satisfied with the way he looks so far. So yeah, in games where you need avatars, I'll try and make it as close to this guy as possible. So and when I want to put a reaction, I can just I don't know, put on eye stickers or something. Anyway, I have actually been spending lots of time on this theory, and my head usually became sore after a while. I mean, the more I figure out, the more I want to know more. That's so many mores in one sentence. Good going, Decode. Anyway, yeah. So I have actually been on the rampage with this Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. I'm not even kidding. And you know what? I was actually about to spend $50 on manga and Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, I got control of myself, courtesy of Mom. Hold on a second. She was the one who was gonna pay for it in the first place. Oh. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Sorry, Mom. So, most of our theory involves this map. And at first I thought, wow, Scott, do you actually think those buttons could cover the crucial details and stop me? But then I saw this. This is the computer version of the breaker room map. No buttons covering anything, and more visible secret passages. So, you see, this part of the map actually proves my previous theory about having a secret passage between the private area and the FNAF 4 house. So, as you can see in the private area, which is with the white outline, in the back there's this thin passage that leads to the hallway at the back in Five Nights at Freddy's 4, and if Ennard keeps going forward, then he will eventually find you watching your TV. This area on the map actually is some place we actually know about, and we kind of like, I guess. Well, this is none other than the plush trap hallway. If you notice, the shaping is actually perfect with the 4 rooms in the hallway, and there's more evidence I can use to say that that is actually the hallway, but I'll show you that later. Now this is the part that is the most mysterious. It's the hardest to understand. We have no idea what this place is until now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, both and neither, this is none other than the FNAF 4 minigame place. You'll notice that the shaping is perfect, with a passage going across the house and going to... Wait, where's that rectangle? The one with the 2 gray dots. Well, that is none other than Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, as you can see in the bottom. While the house, its shaping goes perfectly with the map. Perfectly. This is a labeled map of the entire sister location area and everything in Five Nights at Freddy's 4. From the house, the plush trap hallway, and the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. You're probably thinking, whoa, why didn't anyone notice this? But wait, there is more. You'll notice that the shades of the outline in the places I just mentioned are darker than the rest. That's because the dark shades represent the fact that they are above ground, while the sister location area is below ground. You'll notice that there are gray squares everywhere, too, like in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, in Ballora Gallery, in the Plush Trap Hallway, in Funtime Auditorium, in the Breaker Room, in the FNAF 4 house, and in Circus Gallery. These gray squares are actually very, very important because they represent where the animatronics usually are. In Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, you see Spring Bonnie and Golden Freddy. In the Plush Trap hallway, the 4 rooms can be occupied by Plush Trap, and Plush Trap can go on the chair. In Ballora Gallery, well, obviously, because Ballora Gallery is like Ballora's home. In the Breaker Room, Funtime Freddy. In Funtime Auditorium, Funtime Foxy. In Circus Gallery, Baby, and Biddy Babs. In the FNAF 4 house, you'll notice that there are actually 4. The one on the left side is actually with Bonnie, Nightmare Bonnie. The one on the right side, Nightmare Chica. And the one where the closet is Nightmare Foxy. But you'll notice the square at the end of the hall where Bonnie and Chica are. There's a gray dot there for some reason. Well, that's because that is where Ennard goes too. That's where you watch TV and butter your popcorn with your exotic butters. Now, let's take a look at the bite. Yes, this bite. Those 2 animatronics are actually the 2 gray squares you see in the map. Considering that this Freddy Fazbear location exists at the same time the sister location does, and they're even connected, the technology can't be too different. And even if it is, there should be some spring locks in the facial area of the suit. That right there should tell us how the bite even happened in the first place. You see, look at the name of that child in the Golden Freddy mouth. The crying child. Crying child. Crying, tears streaming down his eyes. We even see it everywhere he walks. He has tears streaming down his eyes. And when these 4 guys are about to stuff him into the mouth of Golden Freddy, he's probably scared, so even more tears go through. So, considering that he is the crying child, and the information we get from Five Nights at Freddy's 3 from the phone guy, where he says any moisture touching the spring locks will cause the spring locks to rip, and it causes the person inside to completely be crushed by the suit. That's exactly what happened to this child. The tears went inside the suit and reached the facial spring locks. That way, the spring locks slipped, crushing the frontal lobe of the child. Or the child. Whether it's the 83 bite or not, okay? Just forget about the 83 and the 87 right now. This is how the bite happened. This child actually has nothing to do with the creators of the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, as you can see in the map. The FNAF 4 minigame neighborhood is very far in the map from everything else. Same thing with the plush trap hallway and the FNAF 4 house. They're so spread apart. So that tells us that the crying child and the FNAF 4 protagonist are completely different people. You want to know what else? The plush trap hallway and the FNAF 4 house are completely different places, and the person dealing with plush trap is a completely different person. You see, that plush trap hallway is actually a full house. It's a house altogether. The FNAF 4 house is a house, obviously, while that is a neighborhood. So, we can tell those are all different people. But the child from the minigame, the crying child, has absolutely nothing to do with the owners of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, or Diner, or whatever it is. You see, the kid in the plush trap hallway and the kid in the FNAF 4 house are actually the children of the two owners. That's why they have to deal with the animatronics. While the child in the minigame is just a person who lives right next to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and I guess their families have a big thing with it. I don't know that part, but it doesn't really matter. We know that the crying child is not the same person in the FNAF 4 house or the plush trap hallway, and the child in the FNAF 4 house is not the same person as in the plush trap hallway. So, those are three different people. One of them suffers, while the other two are just the children of the managers. So they have to suffer, but not as badly as with the bite. Hear that? That is the sound of mines being a mile away. Or like across the globe, I guess. Okay, you know what, now I'm just bragging. Sorry about that. So, in this episode, we learned like so many things. That there are actually 3 different people in FNAF 4. That my other theory was correct about Ennard having to cross through the house in order to get into the private area, and then like using the same passage to get to your house in the end, to ask for those exotic butters, to go dance with Blur. Okay, you know what? I'll stop that there. Thank you very, very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do leave your emotions digitally. Please do like this video. If you would like to see more theory videos or Quantum Quad videos altogether, please do subscribe. Please do share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm saying the same thing over and over again. That has to stop. Anyway, well, that was a good episode. That was fun.